In this video, we're talking about the ominous sign of the upcoming solar eclipse over Nineveh Cities in the US. Is it merely a celestial coincidence, or could it be a cosmic warning of downfall mirroring the ancient city of Nineveh? From the potential collapse of big industry to sustainability debates, this eclipse casts a shadow of controversy. Could these American cities face a similar fate? And what does this mean for the communities living under the eclipse's path? Don't forget to hit subscribe as we delve into this heated debate, examining whether this event is a simple twist of astronomy or a portent of pivotal changes. Number 10. Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma stands as a present-day Nineveh, its massive industry casting long shadows, much like the path of the approaching eclipse. Home to large-scale manufacturing, and at the forefront of sustainability debates, it embodies an era of big industry teetering on the brink of potential environmental downfall. The solar eclipse is set to trace a daunting silhouette over Tacoma, darkening the skies and perhaps casting doubt on the city's industrial practices. As the city is engulfed by this astral event, conversations around ecological stewardship versus economic growth surge to the forefront. Tacoma faces a controversial outlook. Some view it as a bastion of industry and innovation, while others warn it might be an environmental time bomb. The eclipse brings this tension into stark relief, challenging the city to ponder its trajectory amidst these dire celestial musings. Tacoma, gateway to the Pacific and heartbeat of the Puget Sound, stands at a crossroads reminiscent of ancient Nineveh. Like that distant empire, it thrives on the backs of robust industry, with ports bustling and factories humming, yet whispers of downfall travel on the wind. The coming solar eclipse trails a shadow across this industrial titan, casting doubts on the sustainability of its growth and the environmental policies that guide it. Where some see a city forging ahead in commerce, others foresee an environmental time bomb, ticking away amidst heavy machinery and smokestacks. The eclipse's path over Tacoma stimulates urgent debates. Can this city balance economic prosperity with ecological responsibility, or will it succumb to the same fate as the once great Nineveh? This controversy finds Tacoma's citizens divided. Is their city a forward-moving industrial hub poised for a green revolution, or is it an eco-disaster waiting to happen? With the eclipse swiftly approaching, these conversations take on a new urgency, lighting up community forums and council meetings with passionate discourse. Number 9. Witchita, Kansas. Wichita stands at a crossroads, dubbed by some as the Heartland's Nineveh, a place teeming with agricultural might that feeds millions. Yet there's an undercurrent of debate, with critics branding it as a throne of gluttony, where wastefulness and excess are the hidden costs of abundance. The impending solar eclipse casts a shadow that intersects with Wichita's sprawling farmlands, perhaps signaling an imminent agricultural overhaul. Questions arise whether this event foreshadows a seismic shift towards sustainable farming or merely highlights the fragility of our current practices. In the midst of this celestial spectacle, Wichita finds itself central to a divisive opinion that pits the noble endeavor of feeding a nation against the backdrop of land exploitation. Is this city a cornerstone of America's food security, or is it complicit in an unsustainable exploitation of resources that future generations will pay for? Number 8. Nashville, Tennessee. The vibrant heart of country music and a burgeoning hotbed for other genres, Nashville's rich musical heritage nods to a melting pot of talent and traditions from around the world. Yet its rapid expansion has critics questioning if this growth is harmoniously blending cultures or creating a cacophonous dissolution of the very traditions that put Music City on the map. As the solar eclipse casts its shadow across Nashville, it's seen by some as an omen for an impending cultural shift. The darkening skies mirror anxieties about whether the city can maintain its unique identity amidst the influx of new influences and residents, or if it will succumb to a homogenized version of its former self. Nashville sits at the crossroads of controversy. Supporters hail its ever-expanding cultural horizon, while skeptics mourn the potential loss of its authentic soul. Can the city strike a chord that resonates with both the old and the new, or will it fall out of tune? Only time will reveal the true impact of the eclipse on this modern-day Nineveh. Number 7. Atlanta, Georgia. In the heart of the South lies Atlanta, Georgia, a pillar of prosperity towering above a chasm of poverty, a modern-day Nineveh teetering at the edge of disparity. This city of booming business and crippling inequality finds itself at a crossroads, facing tough questions on its identity and future. As the solar eclipse's path carves through the Atlanta skyline, it brings with it whispers of the past and hints of change. Some view this celestial event as a herald for a long-awaited resurgence in civil rights, awakening the city to the cries for justice that still echo through its streets. Yet the city divides opinion sharply. While some praise Atlanta as a model of the progressive New South, others argue it merely masks old prejudices with urban polish. As the impending eclipse looms, this polarizing perspective gains sharper contrast, challenging the city to examine which side of history it stands upon. Number 6. Cincinnati, Ohio. Once a titan of industry, Cincinnati stands at a critical crossroads, reminiscent of the ancient city of Nineveh. Its storied past as a manufacturing leviathan now teeters on the brink of obsolescence, inviting pressing questions about its future sustainability and direction. As the solar eclipse's path weaves its way through the city's skyline, it casts a darkening shadow over Cincinnati's economic vitality. The celestial event becomes a metaphor for the city's prevailing financial anxieties and the impending need for transformation or decline. In public forums and private discussions alike, Cincinnati arouses extreme viewpoints. To some, it's poised to reinvent itself as a hub of innovation, while others see a grim fate as yet another Rust Belt relic, a city clinging to former glories amidst a changing economic landscape. Number 5. Evansville, Indiana. Tucked away in the heartland is Evansville, dubbed the Quiet Nineveh, a small city at a crossroads of change. The solar eclipse throws this community into the spotlight, forcing residents and leaders alike to confront critical decisions that will shape the city's destiny. Eclipse coverage in Evansville goes beyond natural wonder, serving as a magnifying glass on the challenges of America's overlooked locales. It's a moment that highlights the struggle between preserving community values and evolving with a fast-paced, often dismissive world. There's a contentious claim surrounding Evansville, with some seeing it as a bastion of cherished community values, while others view it as an enclave clinging to outdated principles. The eclipse's shadow brings these tensions to light and calls into question the path Evansville will choose. Number 4. Carbondale, Illinois. Carbondale stands as an academic Nineveh, acclaimed for its university but shadowed by doubts of educational direction. Critics pose hard questions. Is it serving as a beacon of light for learners or leading them astray as a misguided mentor? With the solar eclipse set to trace its path over the region, symbolic darkness stirs anxieties about the future of knowledge itself. Speculation abounds. Could this event symbolize the dimming of enlightenment as academia faces scrutiny and transformation? Conversations turn heated when discussing Carbondale's educational ethos. Is the university town upholding the promise of higher education, or does it wallow in the mire of intellectual elitism, disconnected from the realities outside the campus grounds? Number 3. Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Once a bustling trade hub on the Mississippi, Cape Girardeau is now a modern-day Nineveh, teetering on the brink of economic disparity. Wealth seems to flow like the river for some, while others find themselves caught in the undercurrent, struggling to stay afloat in a city divided by income and opportunity. As the solar eclipse casts its shadow over Cape Girardeau, locals and observers alike ponder its symbolic implications. Could this celestial event foreshadow a transformative period for the city's economy, signaling a shift towards shared prosperity, or does it portend a future as dry and barren as an economic drought? The debate rages on, casting Cape Girardeau in a controversial light. Is this riverside city a regional cornerstone, vital for the trade and transport it facilitates, or an incubator of inequity, where the gap between the haves and have-nots grows ever wider? Number 2. Paduka, Kentucky. In the tapestry of America's heartland, Paduka emerges as an artistic Nineveh, acclaimed for its vibrant arts and quilting culture. Critics, however, debate whether its cultural scene is an authentic jewel or a pretentious mask for a city grappling with broader societal issues. As the solar eclipse casts its shadow over Paduka, the attention turns to the arts community, pondering whether this celestial event heralds a renaissance in arts funding or foretells a decline. The city's commitment to the arts now sits at a crossroads under the eclipse's daunting passage. The controversial assertion that the arts serve as societal pillars faces off against claims of being a frivolous expenditure for Paduka. This tension is amplified under the impending eclipse, challenging the city to reflect on the value and impact of its cultural investments in the long term. Number 1. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Touted as Eclipseville, USA, Hopkinsville takes center stage as the upcoming solar eclipse projects its shadow directly over this unsuspecting town. Historically unremarkable, this moment thrusts the small city into the spotlight, stirring a mix of excitement and existential wonder among its residents. Caught at the total eclipse's epicenter, Hopkinsville transforms from a sleepy Kentucky town to a beacon of cosmic curiosity. The celestial blackout draws crowds, turning eyes skyward, yet some whisper doubts. Is this awe-inspiring event a harbinger of darker times ahead? In Hopkinsville, opinions are sharply divided. While many view the total eclipse as a grand natural spectacle to be celebrated, others feel an uneasy chill, questioning if it's an unearthly admonition of apocalyptic scale. The coming darkness has the power to unite or divide, casting long shadows over Hopkinsville's future. As the shadow of the solar eclipse creeps across these modern-day Ninevehs, it casts a looming question over each city. Are we witnessing mere coincidences, or are these celestial events cosmic warnings to be heeded? We've examined the controversies and debates that place these cities in a peculiarly reflective light, asking whether their cultural, economic, and environmental choices align with a path of sustainability or destruction. This much is certain: eclipses have been considered omens throughout history, and their appearance over these Nineveh-like cities in the U.S. prompts a deeper introspection into our societal trajectory. Are we progressing towards a brighter future, or are we shadowed by the mistakes of the past, as these cities might suggest? We want to hear from you. Do you see the eclipse as a natural wonder or an eerie premonition? Share your perspectives in the comments, engage in the conversation, and don't forget, subscribe to stay connected and informed with every revealing shadow and illuminating discussion. Next time, delve into the potential transformative impact of celestial events on global consciousness by watching our upcoming piece, Solar Eclipses, Harbingers of Change or Celestial Coincidences. Until then, keep your eyes to the skies and your minds open. The answers we seek might just be written in the stars.